Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Do you notice any mistakes on this page? Probably a bunch, huh? All right. Yeah, it's not the ninth, is it? Let's put a one there. Okay, you know the drill, right? Happy Friday. You're going to go copy this down. You're going to do all these problems. When you get stuck, you'll come back, look for hints, uh, and then check your answers. Hopefully, you get them all right. Okay, see you in a bit. And just like that, the bit's up. What two numbers have a product of 54 and a sum of 15? That's going to be 9 times 6 and 9 plus 6. How about 56 and 15? 8 times 7 and 8 plus 7. About 9 thousandths and 19 hundredths. That's actually going to be, see how that one's in the tens place? See how that 9 is in the hundreds place? So when I add those, I have 1/10 and 9 hundredths is 19 hundredths, right? Because 1/10 is 10 hundredths. When I go multiply, I go 1 times 9 is 9, but I had to move this over one spot to pretend it was a 1, this over two spots to pretend it was a 9. So that's a total of 3 spots in my problem. I moved decimals. I go back 3 spots in my answer. And then what do we say to do here? Yeah, fill in the egg carton. Right? Okay, that's how I get the 9 thousandths. All right, 6 and 6 sevenths, 5 and 2 sevenths. I messed up on my multiplying a whole number times a mixed number yesterday, but this one I think I got 3 times 2 and 2 sevenths, right? 3 twos is 6. 3 twos is 6, so 3 times 2 sevenths is 6 sevenths, right? Because remember, 3 times 2 sevenths, you say multiplying fractions is what? Easy, right? You yell easy, right? And to make this a fraction, you just put a 1 under it. So 3 times 2 on top, 1 times 7 on the bottom. Okay, so effectively, when you have a whole number times a fraction, you can just multiply the whole number times the numerator. Okay, because you're multiplying the bottom a 1 times the denominator. Okay, so in 3 plus 2 and 2 sevenths is 5 2 sevenths. Okay, we haven't done in and out in a while. Remember, whatever goes in, I'm going to do the same exact thing to each of these numbers to find out what goes out. So if I put a 0 in, whatever this machine does to it, a 2 comes out, the machine's going to do the same thing to the 1. Okay, same thing to the 2, same thing to the 3. Now I'm going to give you a hint on both of these because these are kind of fun to do sort of in stages. So what's going to happen when 5 goes in? It's not 10. Now, if 4 went in, it would be 10, right? But I skipped. See, these are consecutive numbers that I went from 3 all the way to 5. This is a 12, and then hopefully you guess this is a 14. Now, don't guess this is 16 because these are consecutive, and then I'm missing 7, 8, 9, okay? Now, and if you're doing that, and you have to do 7, 8, 9 to get your answer for 10, then what you have found is you have discovered the pattern, and that's good, okay? But that's going to be hard for you to go from 25 to 100 because you're going to have to do 26 through 99 to get your answer, right? So what's better than just finding the pattern is finding what we call the function. And the function is like the wild card draw 4, and Uno, right? Because you can do anything with that. You have the function, and I can give you any number here, and you can quickly tell me what comes out. Okay. All right. We give you a hint on this one. 0 goes in, 1 comes out, 1 goes in, 4 comes out, 2 goes in, 7 comes out. What is going on here? Well, when 3 goes in, 10 comes out. And some of you are already recognizing, hey, the difference between 1 and 4 is 3. The difference between 7 and 4 is 3. The difference between 10 and 7 is 3. So this must be 13. Well, if 4 went in, it would be 13. But 5 went in, so it's going to be 16. Now 6 goes in, 19's coming out. But when 10 goes in, it's not going to be 22. I'm going to tell you right now, it's 31. Okay, so that's some hints for you. If you want to go back and keep trying this and come back and get some more hints, that's a good idea. Okay, go ahead and press pause and go again. Okay, more hints for you. When 10 goes in here, I'll make sure I got the right function. 22 is coming out. And when 15 goes in, 32 is coming out. 16 is 34. I'm going to let you see if you want some more of that. On this one, I'm going 46 here and 61 there. Okay, more hints for you. Go ahead and press pause if you want to go try some more. You think those light bulbs are going off? That's the cool thing when we do this in class. I get to look up, and when people see another answer here and they're looking and they're intent trying to figure it out, I see the light bulb go off above their head. All of a sudden I see, oh, they got it now, and their hand shoots up. It's so fun for a teacher, right? Wish I can see that. Hey, maybe in April or May, right? Okay, so what we got here? On this one we have, you may know, 52 is going to come out. And on this one we have 202. What's going on here? Well, first I'm multiplying whatever went in. So x times 2, and then I'm adding 2. Okay? Now, if you figured out another function that works, there is another one that works. What is it? It's first you add 1, and then you multiply it by 2. Both of those work. So 1 times 2 is 2, plus 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6. 10 times 2 is 20, plus 2 is 22. But also, 1 plus 1 times 2, right? 1 plus 1 is 2, times 2 is 4. 2 plus 1 is 3, times 2 is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6, times 2 is 12. 10 plus 1 is 11, times 2 is, right? So both of those work. Why? Well, check this out. X times 2 plus 2 actually equals x plus 1 times 2. What is this? This is the same as 2 times x plus 1, and this is the distributive property. This means I'm going to go 2 times x plus 2 times 2, 2 times x plus, 2 times 1 equals 2, right? So then that's what this is, right? X times 2 plus 2, same thing. They equal each other. So if you got that other function, hey, you got the right answer too. And it's just 2 different ways of writing it. How will you write this in 8th grade? Instead of x times 2, you're going to write just 2x plus 2. All right, how about this one? What's going to come out here? You guys know? 151. Now, I didn't put an x here. I should have. We always want to finish with a variable because that's the wild card. That's the function. All right, and what are we doing here? Well, on all of these, we are multiplying by 3. See how we got this 3 here? See the difference here is 2, and that's what we multiplied by. Difference here is 3. That's what we're going to multiply by. X times 3, and then I just add 1. So 0 times 3 is 0, plus 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1, 7. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1, 16. Okay, how are you going to write that in 8th grade? 3x plus 1. Now, what is this then? 1/2 times 3 is 3 halves, or 1 1/2, plus 1 equals 2 1/2. So really, if I was really trying to stump you, I'd have this up here, and that would be one of your clues. Okay, area and perimeter. Remember the perimeter? That's, you add up all the way around the outside. So 6/10 and 1 5/10. And then I'm going to double that because that gets me halfway around. 2 1/10 doubled. The perimeter is 4 2/10 meters. Here it's 8 plus x plus 8 plus x, or 2 times x plus 8 plus 8, 16. Okay, that's the perimeter. What's the perimeter here? I don't care about that 6 for perimeter, right? That's out here. I have a 7 and a 10 and a 7 and a 10. So 20 and 14, the perimeter here is 34 inches. Here, 25 and 18, that's 43. That gets me halfway around. 43 doubled, 86 feet is the perimeter. You don't care about that 20 for the perimeter. Okay, 10 plus 6 plus 8, the perimeter, 24 meters. Okay, 11 plus 18 plus 25. You don't care about this 8 when you're building a fence around it, right? Okay, so 11 and 18 is 29, and 25 is 54 inches. That's the perimeter. Now, what is the formula for getting the area of a rectangle? Well, this is where they try to confuse you. The rectangle and a parallelogram, they call it the length times the width. How long is it times how wide is it? So you're going to go 0.6 times 1.5, which is like 6 times 15, which is 90. But I went over One spot here and one spot there. I got to go back 2 spots. So the area is, if I go back 2 spots, it's 0.9 square meters. Okay, make sure you're writing your units for area as square units and your units for perimeter as just that length, that many meters or that many centimeters. Okay, 2 centimeters there. 8 times x is the area. 8x, and we're saying square centimeters. That's all you got to do. Okay? Now, on this one, remember the parallelogram, the area is, they call it the base and the height. Now, we could, if we wanted to, call this the base and the height and multiply it, right? But I'm telling you this not to confuse you. I'm telling you this to help you out later when you see that they call it an L and a W instead of a B and an H. Okay? All right. Now, it's 6 tall and it's 10 wide. Why does that work? Because I can chop off this triangle, slide it over here, and make a rectangle. 6 times 10 is 60 square inches. Same thing here. I'm going to chop this off, slide it over here. Perfect fit in this triangle. I just made a rectangle, and it's 20 tall and 18 wide. 2 times 18 is 34. So this is going to be 340 square feet. 340 square feet. Now the triangle, remember what the triangle is, half of a rectangle. So the area is 1/2 the base times the height. 1/2 of 6 times 8. Now you go 6 times 8, get 48, take half of it and get 24. But you can also take half of 8 is 4 times 6 is also 24. Half of 6 is 3, and 3 times 8 is also 24. You can go in any order when you multiply those 3 numbers, the half, the base, and the height. Okay, on this, I don't care about the 11 or the 18 when I'm getting the area. I care about the 8 and the 25. 8 times 25 is what? 200, and I need half of that, 100. Okay, and again, you could have done half of the 8 is 4. 4 times 25 is also 100. Okay, study these. Make sure you know how to do them. You'll have problems like that on the test. Okay, when you subtract, make sure you stack them, and then it becomes glaringly obvious that you're missing something next to that 14. There's no 7s up there. There are 0 7s up there. Go ahead and write it. Now you know you got to borrow. You don't bring that down, right? Most popular wrong answer here is people get 12 and 2 7s. They just brought the 2 7s down, subtract the whole number. I'm supposed to borrow. This is 13. Don't put a 1 in front of that 0 because then you're saying 1 whole is 10 7s, right? And 1 whole is supposed to be 7 7s. So I borrowed 7 7s. So what did I really do there? I rewrote 14 as 13 and 1 whole, 7 7s. But now I can subtract. 7 7s minus 2 7s is 5 7s. And 13 minus 2 is 11. So we're going to say 11 and 5 7ths here. 3 and 2 fifths, 2 and 1/3. I need a common denominator. 3 and 5 go into 15. I did 5 times 3, so I got to go 2 times 3 is 6. 2 fifths is 6 15ths. Here I did 3 times 5 to get 15. I go 1 times 5. And 6 15ths and 5 15ths is 11 15ths. And 3 and 2 is 5. 5 and 11 15ths. How'd you do? All right, what does of mean in math? Hopefully you're drilling this in your brain. Like 16 times 16 is 256. Of means multiply. Put a big X through the OF, and it reminds you you're supposed to multiply. Okay? Now remember, make this a fraction. You remember all the steps to make a whole number a fraction? Okay, get your pencil ready to take notes. Watch this. Boom, boom. All you got to do is put a 1 under it. Okay, now 200 times 3 is 600, and 5 times 1. Now I'm going to divide the 5 into the 600. 5 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. I subtract. What do I do next? Bring down the next number. 5 goes into 10 twice. 2 times 5 is 10. I subtract. Bring down the next number, and it goes into 0 times. 120 on this one. 3 fifths of 200 is 120. How about this? 48%, what do you got to do? You have to rewrite that as a decimal. And all you have to do to change a percent to a decimal is move it that way twice. So 48 The decimal would be here. You don't need it there, so that's why they don't draw it. But if you had to, you put it there. Go back 2 spots. So this is 0.48 times 250. Well, let's go do 250 times 48. 0, 40, carry the 4, and 16 plus 4 is 20. Put a placeholder because that's really 40. 4 times 0, 4 times 5 is 20, carry the 2, and 8 and 2 is 10. And I get 12000, but remember, I moved the decimal over twice before I started my problem. I got to go back twice in my answer, 120. 48% of 250 is, remember, is means equal, 120. Okay? All right. Have a great Friday, everybody. I don't see you. Have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday, or I'll probably see most of you in our Zoom, and come back between 2:30 and 3 and get some help if you